Whether you keep them in your home or love to see them in theirs, these are the creatures that bring us all together.
Reptiles. We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk Podcast.
Boom! What is going on, everybody? This is Jeremy Turgeon from Brassman Reptiles.
I'm Rob, and I'm keeping it real.
Hey, how are you, Rob?
I am doing okay. It was like really crappy out this morning, and then it got nice and like 70 degrees. So
It was
it's
pretty.
not bad. I spent most of my day outside, well, driving, but outside, so it was nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice today. So before we dive totally into things with our guests tonight, I certainly want to just plug this because it matters for anybody that has missed it. North Carolina, the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission had their vote on a Tegu ban, as well as the various other items on the docket that had to get voted on, and things did pass. The Tegu ban is now gone from all species of tegus to just Argentine black and white tegus. Unfortunately, this also includes blue tegus because they are recognized as the same, at least for the time being. So there is a grandfather clause. More about how you can apply for that permit will be coming soon. So please keep checking with USARK for that. That permit will not need to happen until August 1st of 2022.
Do it before then.
Yes, yeah, obviously want to get that done before then. So keep watching for USARK for updates on how you can apply for that permit, as that stuff will be forthcoming. But yes, so not a ban on all species of tegu, so not a complete loss, but certainly still very annoying. So yeah, just keep watching USARK. Always USARK, always USARK for all of that stuff. I'll probably be reaching out to Phil shortly about getting him on at some point in the next couple of weeks, so we can discuss that and other things that are going on, like with the America Competes Act and all of that wonderful stuff. So I want to get that out of the way because it's important and it just happened, so it's still quite relevant. So yeah, USARK, woohoo! All right, tonight's guests, Rob. I'm excited. Tonight's guests.
I'm so excited.
There's going to be a lot of noise in the background because they're working. Technically, here working, they're on the clock, but that's okay. Well, we're talking with Micky and Tamara from Show Me Snakes, one of our sponsors. What's up, guys?
Hi.
Hey
Guys.
What is
Love
up?
it.
We have
love
the
to see
fancy
it.
background going on. We discussed this off camera, but now I got to bring it up now that we're live.
Which
So
part?
where are you guys at right now? Where are you setting up a show right now?
We're in Springfield, Missouri.
That's a haul from here.
Outside of the Show Me Snake show that's happening there, is there anything else cool in Springfield, Missouri?
There's like a huge aquarium down here, and I think the world's biggest Bass Pro Shops down here. Outside of that, I mean, there's a lot of cool hiking places and stuff like that. You guys would like it.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. Rob does like his hikes.
I do. I do
Same.
be liking hiking. So
Liking
the
hiking.
Show Me Snake shows is like kind of on the newer, but I really have enjoyed all the Show Me shows that I've gone to, and you guys are just like taking over. Not just in the central part of the U.S., but you guys are hitting the East Coast too. So what was the plan? What was the catalyst to start this?
Really, we just wanted to make shows better, and grow the community. That's where it all started,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you got your own collection of snakes too. You got some really nice stuff. What does your collection look like right now?
Let's see. I got about, I don't know, I want to say like 80 ball pythons. I think I got like 100 cobras, 150 cobras, and then a bunch of miscellaneous rattlesnakes and other vipers. Then I got a bunch of colubrids too. I got a few hundred animals. Oh yeah, I got some monitors. I got some white throats. I got some black throats. I got a little zoo going.
It sounds it. I knew you had a decent sized collection. I didn't know you had that many animals. That's pretty badass, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking awesome. So you guys have a lot on kind of on your plates at all times. So obviously the show me shows, they're always happening.
Yep.
But they're not just reptile expos. You guys also educational events all over the place.
Yep.
So and then Midwest Venom Fest.
Yep.
And I'm sure I'm forgetting things because I'm drawing a blank staring at
What's the new thing?
Oh, we decided last week we're going to open a little shop out in our hometown. So I got something to do during the day. Yeah, it's just a reptile shop.
We're like anti-downtime, you know?
Yeah, we don't like sitting still, so it's horrible.
Well,
That'll do it.
Still with us for a few. Oh man. Yeah, right. So as far as how did all of these things just kind of come up? So, show me shows, we're talking about, taking reptile shows to the next level, getting involved with doing the educational things. What was behind that, and what was behind getting Venom Fest happening too?
So really I just look at like the community. I like the venomous community. Like everybody's just all over the place. There's not a lot of unity within, the venomous community. So I'm like, we need something like Tinley for the venomous community, kind of a gathering for everybody. I know we got Hamburg and everything like that, but that really leaves everybody in the Midwest and the rest of the country out, So like, we'll do Midwest Venom Fest and see how it goes. We set up a few educational booths and stuff like that. We're trying to get some more speakers lined up. Not a lot of people like to go speak, or they're busy with other things. So, but yeah, I feel like, when we started Midwest Venom Fest, it's kind of like, hey, let's get everybody in the venomous community a little organized
And
together so we can, start educating newer keepers and stuff like that, because there's a wealth of great knowledge out there with all these older keepers.
Yep.
That's going to be lost when they're gone. And it's like, hey, guys, come share some of this with these new kids that you don't care too much about, so they can carry it on to the next group of people.
Yeah, for real. I see a lot of like the venomous keepers. They just are like, all these kids today are just idiots and they don't know what the hell they're doing. And then it's like, hey, would you like to mentor some younger people into working with venomous snakes? Oh, no, I won't do that. And it's like, how are people supposed to get better if there's no one modeling the right way to do things, or the people who are prominent and right in your face are not the ones that, are doing it the right way? And it's really frustrating to see, like, there's lots of people who do venomous snakes and then they don't do any sort of like education, or they don't do any sort of like, mentorship. And it's tough to be able to mentor someone with venomous snakes. It takes on a lot of risk for you as the mentor, but like, dude, even if you just have them watching you work with things, people can learn things just by watching people, like a lot of things.
And even just coming to like Midwest Venom Fest and knowing that person's there supporting what you're doing and there to help you, and just knowing you're there, it makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just attacking each other.
Yeah.
The industry loves to do that.
I don't know. I enjoy mentoring people and even other people that are doing shows. I'll be like, hey, maybe try this or do this. I think, what do I have I have a new apprentice starting with us at 8:00 in the morning on Tuesday. He's going to clean cobra poop while he watches me move the animals.
Yep.
I mean, you just got to keep giving back, really. So.
Yeah, and a lot of these people just like to run their mouth and they're not giving anything. They're just taking. And, that's not how you build a community. That's not how you get people together. That's not how you get organized. It's not how you keep things rolling. It's how you just do whatever the hell you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's crazy.
Heck yeah. No, it's true. It's true. It's nice because, I mean, as you said, the industry certainly likes to attack each other more so than anything else, with the venomous community and otherwise, so it's definitely refreshing to see somebody trying to do something different and making an impact in doing that. That's huge. I will certainly point out, because I already brought it up before bringing you guys on, you guys are massive USARK supporters, and that's
Yes.
epically huge.
We try.
Yeah.
I wish we could do more, honestly.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
but you know what, man? The fact is, you're doing something. You're doing something, and that goes far beyond a lot of other shows that exist in the entire country. So,
Yeah, dude. When I was in New England, I had to like bring it up to the show promoters to be like, "Hey, you guys should talk about USARK," and they're like, "Well," and I'm like, "No, no, no. Why is this not like a if this shit gets banned, your show ends, your way of making money ends. You should care about this. Like,
Like,
what the
why
hell?"
wouldn't you want to?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want kids when I'm 70 years old to still be able to enjoy doing this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal. I don't want this to be so restricted that people have to stop doing it. I'm really sad about that Tegu stuff that just went through in North Carolina. That was pretty ridiculous. I was in on that meeting, and that was don't even get me started.
Yeah, no, it is certainly frustrating. I mean, I think there were some people that definitely jumped the gun after the vote had happened before the final draft came out, and there were definitely a lot of people that were getting those pitchforks sharpened before it was even really necessary. And again, obviously, it sucks that we are going to lose black and white Tegus here, but it's not everything. So again, it's not a total win, but it's also not a total loss. It's also better from the standpoint of, South Carolina. If we lost everything here, South Carolina guaranteed would have been going back and revisiting their Tegu ban and trying to make amendments to that to follow suit. So again, not the desired outcome, but it's certainly the lesser of two evils at the moment when it comes to it. So.
Yeah.
At least it gives us some room to kind of push it back in a couple of years. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely opens up the gates to be able to be like, hey, okay, now let's revisit now with maybe science.
Right. Trust the science.
Yeah, it would certainly be.
It's just crazy because we had like 300 people voting on each of these, proposals, and we had 75% people who were against, like 75% of the people who voted on these rules did not want them to get approved, and then the board still approved them. So it's like they're going to do whatever the hell they want. They don't really care what the public thinks.
Oh, hold on, Rob. You were making a valid point, and my audio cut out. I couldn't hear a thing you said. That's just like the meeting.
75% of the people who voted on, like, in the public input thing, 75% of the people who voted did not want any of this to pass, and the board still passed all of it. Over 300 people.
Yeah, I think it was the total people that were in that Zoom meeting were 400. It was 471 people in total in the meeting, which is huge. I mean, obviously we can't say they are all reptile people. We'd love for them to all have been reptile people, and I think it's safe to say the vast majority were. But it sounded like there were quite a few people who cared a lot about them squirrels. So, that was the thing. But so you figure we'll say 400 of the 471 were reptile people, and 75% of that. So, talking 300 people were like, nah, don't do that. And they were still like, yeah, we're just gonna do it anyway. So yeah, certainly frustrating. So raising awareness is certainly huge. And the shows are definitely a front line for us. It's one of the few times when vendors get to meet their customers face to face, especially if they mostly just do online sales, and it's a time when we get to interact with those first time buyers. that person just wants a pet, and they have no idea what is looming in the background.
Well, even if it's not, creating customers or reptile keepers, we can still create allies. A lot of times when families come out to these shows, you'll see a mother and a father with their 3 kids, and they come out and they experience reptiles for the first time. And they're like, oh, man, these aren't so bad. So they go back and they have a really good experience. So they're like,
the experience is really important with how they think about the reptiles in the whole industry. Like, even if they're not keepers, it's very important.
Right. So if we make a good impression on them here, even if they're walking in off the street and they're not buying anything, maybe something will come up and they'll be like, hey, why would they want to ban a reptile? Those things are cool. I seen them at that show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you guys really, you're in a unique position because I work with some people who are not really reptile people, but they've like had a reptile before, and they don't know anything about YouTube. They don't know anything about any of these big companies that do reptiles. But anytime that there's a local reptile show, they're like, oh, I always go to the local reptile show to check it out. And you guys have that unique opportunity to talk to people who might not be plugged into the community, but kind of plugged into just seeing reptiles, a couple times a year. And it really, it's awesome to me to see that you guys are, educating and pushing USARK and making sure that people who wouldn't have been exposed to some of that stuff before get exposed to it, because otherwise it's just in the wind and we're just creating an echo chamber where we're just talking to other people who are, it's important for us to talk about USARK, but sometimes it's like, okay, everyone I know is signed up, or everyone I know or talk to is like, yep, I did something, I at least shared a post. I have kind of made a tight-knit community of just people who are super into it, but and not working at the store anymore, I'm not really getting to talk to people who are just getting their first reptile or interested in reptiles, and you guys are in that kind of position where you can still do that, and I think that's awesome.
Well, that's kind of the fun thing about the shop too. I'm pretty excited about it, because I can educate from there too.
It's easier for locally to do educational events in a spot like that. We can do more of them.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, it's really just about growing this and in creating allies. Because the less people we've got saying, "Oh, gross, a lizard or a snake," the better off we're going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just takes you talk to someone, you change their mind about snakes, and then the next time that someone says that they're gross around them, they might speak up for them. It just takes it's small little increments, and we can make a really big change.
And we know it's working. We have people who come in all the time and say, I only came here because my husband wanted to come here, and I'm not afraid. Or now we have a reptile, or we're trying to teach our kids this. Like, even though there's parents out there and people out there who aren't really into it, they're still bringing their kids here and still making a difference on their perception of the whole entire thing. So that's really good. It's nice to see it's we're actually working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the kids that used to come to our shows early on, now they're breeding reptiles.
Yeah.
They're young adults. And
I love that so much.
Yeah. Makes me feel old as hell, but it is what it is.
Yes.
Is that how it's gonna feel? I get people who say that to me. They're like, I remember when you were like this little guy who just would like show up at the shows, and now you're working there and you're doing this. Crazy.
Yeah. Oof. Who the heck was I talking to? I made that big Facebook post the other day about like the various species that I've worked with over the years, and Rob Hannison, who I bought a bunch of Honduran milk snakes from back in the day, was like, I remember when I sold you those things, and like I was like, thanks, me too. I was a child. Making me remember how young I was when I got those.
Right, we're just a bunch of lifers.
Yeah.
Like, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do anything else. This is it for me.
Nah. I can't even just go play music, because then everybody's still gonna ask me about snakes when I go to play music. So I have to keep doing snakes.
Yeah, you're the snake guy that plays the trumpet.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the other way around.
Right.
It's the Jeremy Snake Quartet and Brassman Reptiles.
Yeah, exactly.
You should draw a picture like that.
I will.
Snakes playing the trumpet.
New logo coming soon.
Oh boy.
Glorious.
She'll do
So
it.
where's your next show scheduled for?
Oh Lord, let's see. Next weekend, I'm in Janesville, Wisconsin.
Grovetown.
We don't have Grovetown next weekend. We've got Gadsden, Alabama, and Columbia, Missouri. And I feel like I'm forgetting one. I got to look at the sheet. Tamara's got a big education show next weekend at Home and Garden show.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All weekend long.
Wow. That's
She's got like a
ambitious.
TV interview and like half a dozen presentations throughout the weekend. It's just
There is no sleep.
no sleep.
Damn.
Team no sleep. And then we're going to Wisconsin next weekend to try and break our $10,000 USARK auction record that we set last year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Me and
That's
Ryan
awesome.
McVeigh are going to rock that out. We're going to try and raise like $25,000.
Boom.
Yes.
Dude, that's sweet. That's
It'll
so
be fun.
exciting.
I really quick just want to throw this out there just because our other show sponsor is in the house, Black Box Cages and Racks. What is up?
Hi, guys.
We gotta have you guys on next.
Yeah.
I know-
Actually, I'll be out in your guys' neighborhood soon, too, out there in Durham.
That's by me.
That's right. That's not by me. That's still a drive from me, but
It's still way
It's
out there,
just
though.
2 hours.
yes. That's
Yeah,
just,
it's only 2 hours.
yeah, but you know what? You know what's funny is I'm gonna be 12 hours away.
I'll be there. I'll make cupcakes.
Oh,
It'll
now
be fun.
I'm mad. I'm gonna be 12 hours away. Party at Rob's house later, so I can get cupcakes.
Yes, cupcakes. Those were actually really good cupcakes. Yeah, those were
man.
fire.
I
Those
always
made my day. I ate about 6 more than I needed to.
I always love people's reaction, especially now being in a new place. People who don't know Rob, and all of a sudden you just start walking around with bacon covered cupcakes, and like people are like, ugh, I don't like the sound of that. That sounds gross. And everyone who's already had one's like, no, man, it's good. No, the way my diabetes works, I can't do it.
Nah, people are like, oh, that's gross. Maybe I'll try it. And then they try it and they're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with new reptile keepers. They're like, I don't know. It's a snake.
Yeah, they're like, tarantulas, no. And then all of a sudden they have 100 tarantulas.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a tarantula breeder now. I've got a Facebook page.
Oof.
Bruh.
Oof.
Bruh. I
mean,
can't.
Hey, if you have a Facebook page, any kind of logo and a catchy business name, you're pretty much a
That's
reptile.
as
You
much as
need
they get.
stickers.
In there.
Yeah,
In there.
if you have stickers, you're a ball python breeder.
Oh,
That's
no.
that's it, 100%.
I'm out.
Rob's gone. Yeah, if you have
What?
stickers, you're 100% a ball python breeder. That's how it works.
It's good though. I really enjoy this, like, because we do watch newer people come in. They start vending shows, or sometimes you watch them, because I watch everybody at the shows. I remember faces, and I watch people come in and buy their first snake, and then I'll watch them buy like their 50th snake, and then they'll start vending shows, and they start building little businesses and stuff, and it's really, really cool to watch that growth.
Absolutely.
And to know they were doing it at our show.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. So what has been one of the most amazing moments at a show that you guys
One of
have?
the what?
One of the most what moments?
Most amazing moments, like one of those things where you were just like, man, I can't believe that just happened, like in the greatest way.
Like in the great sense, not in the like, what
Yeah,
the was that?
in the sense. Not like having me come down to the first Show Me show an hour and a half late and then be an hour and a half late to leave, where everybody's like, "Fuck this guy."
I don't know. Like, we've had people like get engaged at our shows and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
We have people who
That's
follow
pretty
us
cool.
and keep scrapbooks of the shows that they attend.
Yeah, they do,
Yep.
don't they? Yeah.
Yep. And they keep a list of all the shows that they've been to. We've had people who go to the shows and they go to the parking lot and look at the license plates to see how many states are at the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know. The coolest part is watching everybody literally grow up at our shows in Bend. That's the coolest thing.
Heck yeah. Okay, this has not been super chatted. Usually I only focus on the super chats, but we just talked to this guy, so I think it's important that I show this one. Brian Cusco is in the house. How many Show Me snakes are there a year, and which is the best one to go to?
The best ones to go to really depends on you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, depends on how close it is. It depends on what you like. It depends because
every one of them's different. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really partial to St. Louis, and I like this Springfield show.
they're home shows for us.
Yeah, there are home shows. I mean, it's kind of like asking me which one of my kids I like the best.
Yeah, true.
Everyone has a favorite.
It's
I
true.
do, but don't tell them.
Oh man, heck yeah, though, that's awesome. I dig it.
I think Knoxville's a pretty good one.
Joe?
Nashville's pretty decent. I mean, we got a handful of them that are pretty good.
Heck yeah, we have a North Carolina celebrity in the house, just dropping comments here. You know, the usual.
What's up, Limey?
Oh man, so Limey, I don't know if Limey even wants me to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, and then he'll just get mad at me later, I guess. So Limey agreed to come on the podcast, but it could only be for a brief moment, so he won't be a full-fledged guest. It's just
Oh boy.
him popping on for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then him leaving. But I think it could still be like the greatest episode ever. Like, I think if we planned an episode where it was like Rob, you and I, and maybe like Kevin and Barchek, if the 4 of us were here and then all of a sudden just like Limey popped up and was like, "What up, fuckers?"
Bro.
and then gone and just leave and not say anything, and then the rest of the world would be very confused. But those of us who know would be like, "Yeah, that just happened."
That would be something else.
Would be something.
So, Micky, do you guys have Venomous vendors at any of the Show Me shows?
Yeah, so all of our South Carolina shows are Venomous shows. We have Midwest Venom Fest. Let's see here. Which other one do we allow Venomous? Oh, El Paso, Texas allows Venomous. Pretty much anywhere we're allowed to have Venomous, we have Venomous there. Just so we can kind of grow the areas where it's allowed.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I think that when you get to go to a show and see some Venomous up close, like people are not used to seeing, good vipers and all sorts of stuff, like the general public. So getting a chance for them to be able to see some of that stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah, they really enjoy it. I know out here in Missouri, towards the springtime, I'll usually bring native Venomous out to show kids. Like, we'll display it.
That's cool.
Show kids now to touch when they're out in the woods and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
That's really cool.
Education is key.
Mm-hmm. And show them that not every snake is a cottonmouth or a copperhead.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Rob?
I can't tell you how many people since I've been down here have been like, "Oh, I saw a copperhead. And I'm like, "You probably didn't see a copperhead."
Probably didn't.
That was a rat snake.
A black rat snake that you've now ID'd as a copperhead. Good job. Good.
It rattled its tail at me and tried to bite me. It was sizing me down.
It chased me down. Yeah, it chased me down.
There was a whole group of them.
Yeah, there was like
Oh
6 of them.
no.
They were fighting each other.
I was fighting for my life.
Oh man. The sad thing is we've all heard these things.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's crazy, man.
No, it's awesome, man. Education really goes such a long way. And I think for those of us that have been in it for so long and have put in that time to understand, like, we just get so I don't want to say full of ourselves, but we get so used to being around people and communicating with people that they already generally have a clue. And not everybody is made to teach other people about stuff. You might love these animals, but you might be terrible at talking about them, and that's okay. It's not everybody's strength, but when you have people yourselves out here, on the front lines, educating, from so many different facets, from what you get to see at a reptile show to like, hey, we're gonna ID our native venomous reptiles, and this is an opportunity for you to learn what's around you. That is invaluable, and I mean, even if it's a kid and they only walk away with, man, I saw this cool rattlesnake, like, if that kid now goes home and Googles, rattlesnake, near me or whatever, they can kind of relive that and, get kind of just excited about that kind of stuff. So it just means everything. Seriously.
I always love seeing whenever it clicks, you know what I mean? Whenever you see it kind of click in somebody.
Yes.
When they go from being afraid to being like, oh my God, I want one of these. Like, I love that. Like, just that click. It just takes a second. It's so awesome to watch that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably one of the biggest things I miss not being in the nerd areas, having people come in and them, especially finding that person that's not really into what's going on. And then they get that moment when they touch their first reptile and you see that click and you're like, I got you now. Now you're holding everything after this.
Right. You sink the hook in them and it's like, oh, I got you. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You're one of us now.
Yep. Yeah. One of
That's all it takes.
100%. Shout out to Christina Hill for the super chat. Grateful for you guys and what y'all are doing. Much love and respect, fam. We appreciate you, Christina.
Thank you
much. Bam. All right, it is about that time. I'm going to run our lovely sponsor ads, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Black Box Cages, located in Buford, Georgia, is your one-stop shop for all of your caging and rack needs. Owners Jen and Clint are at the helm of this fantastic company. With one of the shortest lead times in cage and rack manufacturing, Black Box can satisfy anyone's needs. From baby racks to V70s, arboreal and terrestrial caging to deep-fronted bioactive enclosures. You can find everything you need right here. New enclosure sizes and products are added frequently to their availability, so be sure to check back often. Black Box Cages have tons of customizing options for lighting and heating. Along with that, cages and racks can be stacked with metal stacking dowels, and all cage joints are dadoed for improved durability and stability. Most cage units are flat packed, but are pre-assembled prior to shipping to ensure a solid build every time. The Micro, XC18, XT3, Bio-G, and 3-stack V70 ship assembled, and all other racks are shipped freight and assembled. The XR16 and XR20 model racks allow keepers to mix and match tubs. Fitting both Vision and Freedom Breeder tubs, you can mix the V15, V18, and V35S tubs, or the FB5, FB8, and FB35CV SC tubs. This kind of flexibility allows keepers to raise their animals from hatchling to juvenile or subadult size before needing to upgrade into adult caging. Don't just take our word for it. Go to their website to see countless customer reviews and review videos from keepers all over. To learn more about Black Box Cages, follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Black Box Cages, and of course their website, www.blackboxcages.com.
Links to their socials and website will be available in the podcast description. The Show Me Reptiles and Exotic shows are taking the country by storm. Dedicated to education, quality, and engagement, you can expect a wonderful experience at a Show Me show, be it an expo or an educational event. Founders Micky and Tamara are working tirelessly to not only create memorable expos and educational events, but also to engage in conservation efforts and industry preservation. They are proud USARK supporters and do a lot to ensure that they spread the word at every show. Find a Show Me Snakes show near you. Shows are hosted in 19 states, from Rhode Island to Florida, Colorado to Texas. There's sure to be one near you. The Show Me show territory is ever growing, so if there isn't one by you just yet, hang tight. To find out more info about the Show Me shows, to book an educational event, or just to learn more in general, make sure you check out their website, showmesnakes.com. All of the links to their socials and, of course, their website will be available in the podcast description. Damn.
Oh.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I was
I
feeling
know
Tamara's
those
pants.
people.
She has some nice pants on.
His hand smells nice.
Oh boy. Is this what we do at ad breaks?
Hey, we rarely get to spend the weekend together anymore, so it's like, hey.
Your pants smell nice.
Oh boy. The second half of this podcast is going to be a little saucy.
Put the kids
No,
to
it's
bed.
Show Me Snakes After Dark.
There you go. Hey. Oh man. All right, before we dive into more stuff, just want to give a shout out to Jay Hill Jr. for the super chat. Appreciate Reptile Department focused on education. Please support. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Constantly appreciate this.
Big thanks.
Sure. Damn. Okay, so as mentioned in the sponsorship ad, you guys are constantly expanding your territory and doing stuff all over the place. So is there a target state that you guys are looking to bring some Show Me shows to?
So I'm looking at a couple markets right now, but
It's all a surprise, guys.
it's a surprise.
Come on.
Come on. Thanks, man.
Can you at least tell us a coast? Are we going to be East Coast, West Coast? Where are we at? Somewhere.
It's a little bit all over the place.
No, there's a few in mind.
Yeah, it's this way and that way.
Not helpful.
Maybe
So really our main focus for this year was kind of dialing in the shows that we
Yep.
built last year. So, I mean, we might only come up with a few new locations this year, but really what we're building is, like we're training all of our staff. Like we're coming up with a training program for all of our staff.
Yep.
Our coordinators are out on the floor, that way they're representing our community and us very well.
Yeah.
So we're working on training those guys, and we're working on making what we already have better. So the growth this year is not going to be as much as it was last year. Like you're not going to see us throw out what did we throw out? Like 30 locations last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're probably only going to
Wow.
expand to 4 new markets this year.
We're focusing more on building each location that we put out there, just to draw the blood out of each location to get more people, more support.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
that was good drawing blood.
We're drawing the blood, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's actually doing a blood drive at one of our shows.
Oh, really?
Two of them. Now.
2 of them, yeah. 2 of them.
Bam. Look at that.
That's pretty cool. I was just gonna say I do want to touch on the Show Me shows after dark. We should actually talk about what that is because I think it's a pretty cool concept, and I don't think any other shows are doing that.
It's when Mickey starts
No.
getting
The first
So Reptiles After Dark, I would get a lot of emails and stuff about, hey, I can never make the shows because I get off work at 5 o'clock, or I work until 4. I can never make the shows. So I thought to myself, like, man, it would be really cool to be able to do a show in the evening time. I have a different vision for where I want to take it. Like I want it to be more laid back with maybe a little music playing in the background and maybe a little drinking, more of a social time. But some of the locations are getting pretty busy and it's not really a social time. It's basically having a second reptile show at night. Like our last Knoxville one was I mean, geez, it was packed. Like, you could tell the
Everyone was
difference.
put to work.
Yeah, they were busy.
Damn.
That's awesome, though.
And you have like a little break between, so like vendors can chill
Yeah.
out, go get food, go do whatever they're gonna do. And a lot of times you get food for the vendors. You go and order pizzas and stuff, which is like no other show does that. They don't care. They don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I know tomorrow we're having a USARK auction here, and I felt kind of bad for holding everybody hostage, so I ordered like 70 pizzas from Domino's to be delivered here tomorrow, and got a bunch of beer coming and stuff like that. So,
Hell yeah.
You stay here, we'll feed you.
yeah, if you stay, we'll feed you. I mean, we got to bribe everybody, but it's just something we enjoy doing. I love coming out to the shows every weekend, even though it gets tiring. I really love being out here with everybody because I'm just like everybody else is. I used to sit back and bin shows. I still breed reptiles. Like, it's like a big family.
That's what I was gonna say. It's literally our family. So when we go to each location, we haven't seen anybody in a long time. It's like seeing your uncle you haven't seen in a while.
Your good uncle, not your creepy
good
uncle.
the good one.
Ooh, as long as it's
my god.
Oh man. Another shout
That's
out.
what I like about it most.
Sound Pythons. Awesome episode. Keep up the great work. Y'all are killing it. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And they got a new podcast starting up. It's like Reptile News. It's pretty good stuff.
Oh heck yeah. I'm out of the loop. I didn't know that. So heck yeah.
Yeah,
Big
awesome.
shout out to Gendra. Hell yeah. So I'm trying to think of like what I want to ask you next. There's just so many things. I'm trying to think. What direction do you see the show going in? Do you like when I think about like the Show Me Show, it's so different, or you guys are trying to make it different and stand out from a lot of the other shows that are going on. And one of the things that I kind of like that the Southeast Asian shows do, but the U.S. shows don't do, is like Best in Show, where they like give out little like awards for people who have like the coolest monitor or the coolest python, and they take into consideration not just like how rare the morph is. They look at like the body structure, the muscle structure, if the animal's healthy or not. If it's if it's 2 months old and it's already this big, it's probably not going to win because they are tiering it on multiple different factors. You guys ever thought about doing something like that?
So we do what's called a Best in Show. So we have we'll find somebody in each area that's a mystery shopper, and they'll walk around, they'll listen to the vendors talking to people. Like, and if somebody has like a clean presentation and they're healthy animals and they're educating people and just being nice to the people coming into the show, they'll pick one or two and we'll talk about it, the people that stand out to them, and we give them a little trophy, Best in Show. Yeah. A lot of times people put it up on their displays. Yeah.
That's sweet. That's awesome. I love it.
We thought about doing something like that with the ball python morphs and stuff like that, but we can't figure out how we would keep it from being a popularity contest at the show,
We'll just cut out Bob Vu.
No, Bob's a good guy.
I love Bob.
I love Bob.
I think Bob won our Best in Show 2 times. Like, his customer service at the shows is like good, like
immaculate.
If you don't know how to do it, you should just copy Bob when it comes to being personal.
Yeah.
Copy Bob's balls.
Just be like Bob's balls.
Bob's balls. Listen, don't get me going. Listen, you don't know, the conversation I just had with Sim Container last night about his spotted leopard gecko thing that was stuck to the wall. It's not supposed to be stuck to the wall, but he didn't brush his teeth for 4 days and then hocked a loogie on this thing and it stuck to the wall, and now it's stuck there forever.
Well, that's why we started doing like that Best in Show trophy, because we want people to gravitate towards those people that are positive, So like, if Bob's got a Best in Show trophy sitting on his display cases, people are going to pay attention. It's like, why does he have that?
They know he's standing out. Why is he standing out? What can I do to be better?
Right. So then everybody that's around him taking notice, they're starting to get better. Like Tristan with Gecko Junkie. I watch so many people emulate what he's doing, and it's awesome. That's how our community gets better and better and better. So we wanted to recognize that. So we started with the Best in Show trophy a long time ago.
Yeah.
We got cheap trophies now. We used to have really good trophies, but we've got too many shows for.
They're all good.
They're all good trophies.
They might be dollar store trophies, but they're still good.
Right. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. Has anyone brought anything to the show? Like any of the vendors brought something and you're like, holy crap, I was not expecting to see that.
In a good way?
Yes.
I've seen some really cool monitor species come through the show. It's like, oh, wow, look at that. Like, that's, sometimes things like that. I don't know. We see so many animals every weekend. It's just like, oh, cool, look, 15 gene ball python. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think about like at the Massachusetts Reptile Expo, it must have been 10 years ago now. It was a long time ago. But it was like a smaller show and someone was there. They had a Nautinus gecko on display and I was like, this show has got like 30 vendors. Why is there a Nautinus gecko? And like most people who walk by it, they didn't think any. They were like, "Oh, look, a lizard." And I was like, "How come no one's freaking out about the Nautinus gecko?" There's probably 24 of them in the United States, being generous. Like, and one of them is in the room right now.
Nobody knows what it is.
Some of my favorite things about like some of our smaller shows is that we have absolutely like a lot of variety. Like the smaller shows, I see every time, like Davenport.
Yeah, like Davenport.
Every time I go there, I see something I've never seen before.
Yeah, some cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's like our Wisconsin show, sometimes there's really, really neat stuff that floats through there. We've got a guy up there that he does newts and salamanders and stuff, and he brings some amazing stuff. It's just like,
look at his face.
Yeah, you should come to Wisconsin, Rob. Just saying.
I have family in Wisconsin. I'm just saying.
Come on up. I'll be there next weekend.
They've got cheese.
I'll treat you some cheese curds.
I'm the pickiest eater. I'm terrible. I live an adventurous life so I don't have to eat adventurously.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
I would like to say that he's lying, but no, it's actually very true.
It's true.
I can't judge him. I eat like the same 3 things all week long. So
fried chicken, red hots, and soda.
Tacos.
Hell yeah! French fries.
And so
I hate French fries.
when we say we're lifers, it's a pretty short life that we're talking about living.
Yeah, but it's a good life.
It is. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Okay.
Right. I don't want to be 80 years old trying to wrangle Burmese pythons. Come on, give me a fucking break. I ain't doing that.
Oh man, I would be so down with this. Next Reptile Talk should be Rob trying foods.
No.
I think it should be Rob touching food, like with a blind. I think that would be more fun.
Wait, touching food?
Ketchup.
Yeah, with a
Warm
finger.
ketchup.
With a finger.
I don't want to do that either. I could do that though. I just don't want to do it.
Hot wieners.
Ugh.
We learned about hot wieners up in Rhode Island.
Hot wieners.
Oh,
Good.
Oh no.
I've heard Rhode Island's got some hot wieners, but
They do.
one.
Man, they're rough on the belly.
Oh. Oh man. Rob's been knocked out.
Oh no.
What's that stick for?
I don't know. These guys are dead.
Beating off the jokes.
Yeah.
Oof. Rob's got to beat back some hot
I
wieners.
keep it away from me. I just use this. It's terrible.
It's okay.
So, Micky, what are you planning on breeding this year?
I'm gonna try
Breed some cobras. I got some monocles. I got some Philippinensis, so I'm gonna try and pair up.
Stuff and
Some atras. I might throw some of my colubrids together. They've been off for a couple of years. I used to breed them pretty heavily, so I gave them some time off. Got a couple ball python projects. I just paired up some berms. Yeah, I've been breeding crested geckos on accident. So like I've got crested geckos living in my office, and they just lay eggs
They
and
just
have babies.
multiply.
Yeah, you just look in the cage. You're like, oh, look, there's more crested geckos.
Yeah, so I gotta fish them out of there. I gotta chase. They're like so small. I gotta chase them around and catch them, and I really enjoy them though. Like I never thought like I used to be like, oh, those nasty little crested geckos. And I actually dig them. Like I like making their whole little environment and stuff. The little bioactive cages.
Yeah.
Dude, I like
guess I'm
crested
getting
geckos way
old.
more than I like leechies.
Oh yeah.
Way more than you like what?
Leechies.
Oh yeah, leechies are cool. I mean, they're all right.
These are cool.
They're
Try
overrated.
Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas are really cool.
Chihuahuas are the bomb. Chihuahuas
Yeah.
are awesome.
I got a pair of Chihuahuas from Ralph Starsman from the Stone Gecko. Those things are amazing.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like little gecko puppy dogs.
They are.
Leechies are. People are like, leechies are amazing. I'm like, have you? Leechies, most of them are jerks. One. Two, they like projectile poop on the glass constantly.
That's
And
why
then they look like you took a scoop of slime and just like, there's no shape to them. They're just a blob. There's nothing
look like
appealing
cork bark.
about leechies to me.
And they shit like cobras. It's terrible.
Yeah. Ugh.
Hey, listen, the scientific name is really pronounced leaky anus.
That's pretty much it. They knew what they were doing.
Tact.
They knew.
Oh my god.
Do you have any Chinese cobras?
Oh yeah, like I got the Siamensis and stuff like that. I got some Chinese cobras. I got the Atras. Those are pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to like build my dream collection right now because I'm finally in a state where you can legally own venomous snakes. And I'm just looking and I was like, I don't really want cobras like that, but I figure I would want to have probably one around just to teach people with. And the
Atras are really good.
ones with like the big bands across the back of the neck. I'm like, dude, that's pretty cool.
I feel like Atras are probably a better starter cobra than a monocled is because it doesn't get super huge and like mine are pretty chill.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Rob,
How about it?
I want to see this list.
My list?
Yeah, I want to see your list. But I'm afraid.
Dude, it's funny because I was putting this list together and I was like, I think I've got most of the things that I want. And then I start like listing off I'm like, oh, I haven't worked with that yet before. I haven't worked with that. I want one of these for myself. And I watched the list go from like this to this to this to this. And I'm like, I thought I was done. I thought I was like close to having everything I wanted. And then not so much.
Every time I say I'm not getting any more snakes, my buddy Josh Alder will be like, hey, I got this thing for you. And it's like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, dude, the Atra are what I was thinking of. Those things are badass. They're so cool.
I'm gonna pair them up this year, so I'll make you a baby. It'll be fun.
Oof.
I'm down.
Oof.
I can't have where I'm at right now, but I should be moving in the next year or two.
It'll be a while.
Yeah.
Dude, just know Mickey's gonna make you a baby, Rob.
I'm down.
I'll make you a baby.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome.
And then you can start with a little noodle. It's so much fun starting with a little one. Yeah.
Tiny angry hood. Oh man.
Hell yeah.
So now I want to know what kind of colubrid stuff are you working with?
What kind of colubrids?
Yeah.
I got a bunch of corn snakes. I got a lot of Pachophis. Like I got a ton of black pine snakes.
Yes.
I love the pits. They're super cool. Actually, our logo, the snake that's in our logo, is actually a Pachophis.
Hell
yeah.
I've always dug those a lot.
The black.
I don't think I'm going to pair any of those up.
No,
not this year.
It's fine. You don't have to make me a baby. It's okay. Rob.
Doing a baby penguin's pine snake.
Dude, it's crazy because like when I was working at the pet store, I would get a lot of younger people who would come in and they'd be like, I want my first snake to be a pine snake. And I'm like, first off, who told you about pine snakes? And second off, why a pine snake? And they're like, oh, Emily from Snake Discovery breeds pine snakes. So I want a pine snake as my first snake. And I'm like,
yeah, who knew?
That's wild.
I mean, it'd be a good starter snake. I mean, a lot of times they're not too bad. They're just hissy.
They're hissy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If as long as they're not afraid of snakes. If you're afraid of snakes, a pit is not a good idea. It's just going to scare the crap out of you with how loud they are.
Right. It's like the guys that buy the baby cobra, and then whenever it gets about 2 foot long, they're like, I am so scared of this. Like, I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah. I love using pits when I'm at my friend's shop in Georgia. She's got a bunch of bull snakes in stock, so I love using them to just talk about like snake brain and getting them to realize the different modes of thought that the snakes have. I'm like, it's inevitable. You open the drawer and it's freaked out. You got to give it a second, start thinking, and then you see the switch go off in their brain. And I think out of all the pits that I've worked with, the black pines, I would see that switch go off a lot clearer than some of the other species. When they just realize like, okay, everything is cool. We're going to be okay. Nothing's going to eat today, and then it's like, now it's awesome. As long as you don't do anything crazy, stupid, fast in front of its face, it's not going to lose its mind and you'll be good,
I was doing an education show one time, and I had one of my big black pines out, and I was waving my hands around, and that thing shit all over me. Like, I scared it, and it just like, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it got all hissy and stuff. Yeah, it was great.
The worst is when you're doing like a line of shows, so you're doing shows all day, and a snake pees on you in the second show. So you have to just like be smelly all day long. It's terrible.
We do what's called herp hikes, and a lot of times after that, like, we'll have education shows and stuff. The worst is like trying to chase a frog into a pond and then spending all day with wet boots on, having to do the rest of the day like that. That's pretty rough.
Do it. Not happening. Not for me.
Yeah. Oof. Big oof. Okay, so we're winding down. We're getting to our hour mark. But before we say our goodbyes, we ask all of our guests one question. And that question is, what in the realm of reptiles, be it something that you guys have in your own collection or something that you're seeing at a show or whatever, what in the realm of reptiles has you excited about reptiles?
For me right now, I'm building a relationship with a pair of baby Sumatran king cobras. I'm really excited about that. That's what's keeping me going right now.
And Tamara, what's your answer?
What's that?
What's your answer?
What's the question again? I zoned out.
What's got you excited about reptiles?
Just being here.
We'll
She's
accept
had a long day.
We'll take it.
That's fair.
Of course you'll take it.
What about you?
Yeah, what about you?
Oh, you don't get to flip this on us. That's not how this works.
Yeah, Jeremy
That's how
hates
we
it when you
work.
flip it on him.
I don't think so.
Oh, you were prepared?
I'm prepared, but we don't get asked the questions over here. That's not how the Yankees work. We ask all the questions. Oh man.
I think we're both really excited just to watch the community grow and move in a positive direction. That's probably pretty fair for both of us.
Hell yeah. That's where it's at, man. I'm about it. So, if people want to find out more about the Show Me Snake show, where should they go to do that?
www.showmesnakes.com. Google
Boom.
that shit.
You heard it. Google that shit.
Bruh. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having us.
Hopefully, you guys have a good show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.